Hello, everybody. My name is Paul Brinkhurst from FutureWorks, and this is another ESAT new user interface training video. In this video, we're going to look at how you enter notes in the system. When you enter ESAT, you will land on the dashboard. And as we've said in other videos, you can see, for example, that there are notes that have been entered in the past 5 days, or 2 days, whatever you like. And the one that's relevant here is the box that says notes required. So this will only appear if in fact the program has been set up to send staff reminders of notes. And the way it's done is the program will have selected, say, 3 days, after which if there's no note entered on a learner, their name will appear on the dashboard to remind you to send to enter a note. You can also see this if you go to learners. You can see it says notes overdue here. So in order to resolve that, or if you just wanted to enter a note, there's a variety of ways you can do it. You can, from the learner page, click on notes, and that'll take you to that person's note page. But you can also do it directly from the dashboard. So if I'm down here and I see notes required on Betty, I can click on Betty and it'll take me straight to her note page. Once I'm at the note page, it's pretty straightforward to enter a note. Her name is already selected. The date is here. We can change the date if we want to. We can enter the time of the event that I'm making a note on. That time is important if you have a series of events that have happened in the day and you need the sequence correct. Next, I can put in the skill that I'm observing on or not applicable. So I'm just going to select one. And now I have the what's called action. It's actually the type of note. It's probably a little more easily understood. So I can choose an observation. I can record an absence or a late, and then there's several other terms, and you can decide as an organization what these mean for you. Meeting summary is pretty self-explanatory. Running note for us is generally administrative. Some note about a different type of assessment or a note regarding a particular ESAT assessment, recognizing some positive event or anything else. So in this case, I'm going to select observation. I now have my note box. I can enter body. Very quickly, notes should be kept short and factual. You should be commenting on what you saw or heard and how the person reacted. Generally, you would avoid making sort of diagnostic statements in here unless you're qualified to do so. You want to treat it like the person could read the note. They can't. But treat it like they could, and then your note should be fine. If you're a counselor, then you can add the outcome. The outcome could be any of these options, something positive, a verbal agreement, further training. This is a performance improvement agreement. This is a continuance contract. The others are self-explanatory. These two, if you select them, open up new boxes so that you can create the agreement in ESAT. A start date, an end date, the number of the PIA for this skill, the first, second, or third, the number of related observations for that PIA, those are optional, the actions to be undertaken by the learner, and the expected outcomes of those actions or the benefit to the learner. Okay, so you would fill those in and the system will create the PIA for you. Just going to say none for now, and those boxes disappear. The last thing every note has is the option to email the note to other members of the team working with that learner to keep them appraised of what's going on. So you can select one, or you can select all four by holding the control button down on your computer. If you're using an Apple product, it's a different mechanism for multiple selections. Once you've got those names highlighted, if you save the note, then an email will be sent to that person from ESAT, and they should read the note and then delete it. Okay, it automatically bumps you to save the next note if you wish to, depending on how many you have, but you can go back to learners. And if we look at Betty Boop's notes, there's our note. Okay, if you need to edit the note, then you can just click on edit and make the changes. There are various other ways you can enter notes. So there is what's called the rapid note entry. This, if you click on it, will take you straight to the note entry. And you just need to select the name of the learner. This one was actually designed so that you could enter ESAT from the very beginning to the rapid notes. The way you do that is you log into ESAT using this address with the /notes afterwards. And what we hope people will do, if they're using a tablet or a cell phone, is they will create an icon on their device, which is linked to this address, so that when they click on that icon, it takes them straight to the ESAT login. They log in normally, and it takes them straight to this note page, so that you can add as many notes as you want. If you're on your phone and you've finished adding notes, just click on the icon up here, the ESAT logo, and it'll take you back to the normal page. So adding notes, you can do it straight from the learner page. Or you can do it from the dashboard. Just by clicking on the name of the learner. One last thing about notes, there is a complete note list available for counselors and site managers. If you click on the complete note list, it gives you the notes for all the learners on the site. And this is there mainly for administrative purposes, so that you could, for example, decide to put a note in for a learner every time they got, say, a first aid certificate. And then here, you could search your notes for the keyword first aid certificate, and it will tell you then, show you all the notes, and you'll see how many notes you have regarding first aid certificate, and that'll tell you how many you issued in the year. It allows you to search the full body of the note files for your site. One other thing, here is an example of the PIA, right? So if we went to the NUX learner, here we go, click on notes. If I click print PIA down here, there's the body of the PIA. Okay, and that's it for notes.